Hey everyone, welcome to Wellness Wednesdays with Thaxton Wellness. I'm here to talk with you about Thieves, probably our most popular Young Living essential oil blend. And the history of Thieves dates back to the time of the plague in Europe, where victims were being robbed by thieves and the thieves were not getting sick. Turns out they were spice merchants quarantined at port. They agreed to a lesser sentence when they were caught by telling the courts how they did it. And it was this combination of oils of cloves, cinnamon, eucalyptus, lemon, rosemary. And so I wanted to talk with you about how to use the oil and the safety around it. And that's one of the reasons this company is set up like it is, because there's a lot to learn when you're going to start using essential oils. So Thieves can be used topically and aromatically. There's also one with a white label that's labeled for internal use. It's the same oil inside. However, it just has different labeling because of FDA compliance. So, the best way to use Thieves, in my opinion, every night, especially in the winter time, I just take a drop or two and put it on the bottom of each foot. And if more comes out, apparently you need it. So I'm putting it on the bottom of my foot right now. I'm putting it there because the skin is thick there. So that's the second way to use it. So it's not as sensitive. If you're going to put it anywhere other than the bottom of your feet, you want to use a carrier oil, some kind of organic vegetable oil like coconut oil or V6 oil, because it's a hot oil. So using it topically could cause sensitivity, redness, itching. If that ever happens, don't try to wash it off with water. Go ahead and get some vegetable oil. If you're in the kitchen, if you're Italian, get your olive oil, immediately put it on and it'll feel so much better. But don't try to wash it off because water and oil don't mix. Same thing if you get any of your oils in your eyes. Don't try to wash it out with water like you learned in like 11th grade chemistry class. Vegetable oil, I usually put some on the back of my hand and like I'm putting a contact in, and immediately it feels better. So that's the safety for topical use. But the bottoms of the feet are thicker skin and it also has bigger pores, and it's the last place that our blood flow goes before it comes back. So putting it there makes it go through our body so much more quickly. They say within 21 minutes it goes through every cell of our body and could be detected in our hair follicles. So when you're looking to support your immune system, doing that in the bottoms of your feet every night is fantastic. But my favorite way, yes, this is a great way to do it, to have it aromatically. Sometimes I put it on my little masks or the inserts in there, because again, you don't want to have it right on your skin. So if your mask is wet, it's not going to be doing what it's meant to do as far as protecting you or others. However, if you have it like on a cotton ball or a felt pad inside of any kind of slit that you have for filters, then it's not going to be touching your skin, so it's not going to irritate your skin, and it's not going to wet the mask, and you'll be able to breathe it in and smell it and create your own little environment of aromatherapy bubble. Well before times of the Rona, which is what I call it now, I always wore a mask when I flew because my sinuses would get so aggravated because of the dryness or whatever. So I would always wear a mask, and I would put oils on my mask. I wasn't worried about, making sure the mask had all of its, not getting wet, because I was just doing it to keep everything moist. But let me just tell you, having that on my mask and breathing it in, it was really kind of heavenly. And sometimes I'd get one of the Thieves Lozengers and put it in my mouth, and that would just create such a environment of this spicy amazingness. So no matter what was going on, if somebody kind of was stinky next to me or or eating something weird on the plane, it was always really nice. However, I'm totally off topic. The best way to use it aromatically is in one of our diffusers. So I usually put 4 to 6 drops in at night, and I leave it run on medium, because that way when I let it run on medium, it runs for 8 or 9 hours, and then it runs all night for me, and I love it. So using it topically, using it aromatically, and for the Vitality blend that's labeled with a white label for internal use, although it's the same oil inside, I love using it. Sometimes I just put it on the back of my hand and lick it. It's really hot though. So, the first time I did it, it was almost like the first time I took a shot of whiskey, which happened to be when I was like maybe 10. My grandfather was all Irish, so I was sick, and he's like, "Here, drink this." Apparently that's what they did back then. Anyway, I felt like my head was going to spin around in a circle, and it was kind of similar the first time I licked a drop of Thieves, but now I'm kind of used to it, so I could drop it right in my mouth. But just fair warning, most people put it in a drop of honey on their teaspoon, or they make their own Thieves Lozengers of some sort that usually look pretty sticky, and I'm not really a do-it-yourselfer. However, there are plenty of recipes online you could find, but I just usually like to get the Thieves Lozengers. Just a heads up, we have Thieves Lozengers and Thieves Cough Drops. The cough drops are more minty and menthol-y, while the Lozengers are more spicy and woo. So I prefer the Lozengers, but some people like something that tastes like other cough drops might. So just a little heads up there. And I also love making a tea out of it. Just make sure if you're going to add any essential oil to water, warm or cold or room temperature or fizzy or whatever it is, that you're drinking out of glass and not plastic, because and a mug is fine too. So I usually put a drop or two in the bottom of the mug, add the warm water, and you want the water to cool for about 3 minutes, so it's not going to heat up the oil to the point where it will change the chemistry of it. So if you let it boil, let it cool for 3 minutes, the oil's in the bottom of the mug, and just add warm water, and then it disperses the oil. If you put the oil on top, it's just going to sit there, and then you're going to get that oil with the first sip, and may even have some of it on your lips, and your head might want to spin around. However, it's all good. If you ever get any on your lips and it's uncomfortable, remember, olive oil, vegetable oil, and and it's all good. I promise. I hope I'm not startling anyone from trying it. But it is a hot oil, so I mean, most oils are very gentle, like lavender and Stress Away and Peace and Calm. But if you're working with Thieves or cinnamon or clove or oregano, those are very hot oils that either need to be diluted or used, in a very specific way. Usually, again, the bottoms of my feet are fine for all those oils, but if I go to sleep and I'm on my side and like the top of my foot is being pressed with the bottom of my other foot, the top of my foot could get a little irritated, and I've woken up in the middle of the night with it being itchy, and I just knew to put vegetable oil on the top of my foot that the bottom of my foot was touching. So, a lot of people will put socks on their kids after they put Thieves on the bottom of their feet, just to make sure things like that don't happen. So the more you know. Feel free to ask any questions. I love sharing. I love empowering people's confidence as we move forward through all of this. So feel free to ask any questions, reach out, and happy oiling.